So, hallo, mein Name ist Catarina und ich komme aus Portugal und ich liebe das Herz. So, I think that because I come from Portugal and we're very loud, we're very passionate, we're very emotional, we have the blood running hot in our veins. So I think that the only thing that I could be interested in studying would be the heart. And so what I do in my daily life is that I try to understand how cardiovascular diseases or heart diseases develop. And one of the most dangerous diseases nowadays in Western population is called arteriosclerosis. And the problem with arteriosclerosis is that it's a disease that attacks, that harms the vessels of your heart. So what happens with the vessels is that instead of being pumping and functioning and powering up the blood to your brain, to your feet, to all the parts in your body, what happens is that with arteriosclerosis, your vessels become harder, and it's very difficult for them to pump the blood to all the tissues. And your heart gets very exhausted, it starts enlarging, and this is really not good. You don't want that. And the thing is that the cell that is responsible for this contractility of your vessels is called a smooth muscle cell. And the smooth muscle cell, it's a very cool cell because it's totally different from other cells. So, and I will explain you why, and then you will see why I'm right and the smooth muscle cell is the coolest cell of them all. Because the problem is that the other cells, when they are born, they are what they are. So if you are a skin cell, you will be a skin cell for the rest of your life. It's like, no matter. If you're a neuron, so if you're a brain cell, it's like you can transvestite yourself for whatever damage, but you will be a neuron forever, so nothing else. But the smooth muscle cell, it's very interesting because it's kind of psychotic. So my theory, actually, and that's the hypothesis that I'm proposing to you, is that the smooth muscle cell suffers from personality disorder. So, exactly. The thing is that the smooth muscle cell is able to have this double personality. And when the smooth muscle cell is a good cell, it's like this model like here. So it's totally fit, hard. It has all of these filament fibers that contract, that pump your blood, that keep you, healthy. But the problem is that when the smooth muscle cell has this kind of psychotic disorder, when it gets a little bit bazoozy and it doesn't really come on, it's like, what happens is that the cell becomes like this. Look at this. Can you believe that this contracts? Of course not. So the problem is that it completely loses its structure. It gets totally flexible. The fibers, you see, it's like, come on, it's like this doesn't do anything. It's totally ridiculous. And not only that, but the cell doesn't like other cells. That is true. It's like, you can't believe it. It starts spitting at other cells. So it looks like the other cell, and it says, I don't like you. I don't like you. And it starts sending all of this stuff to the surrounding area, and it destroys the vessel. It destroys the other cell. So it's really, really not good. Bad cell, bad cell. So what I try to do in my lab is that I try to understand how can this become the good cell again. You see, that's what you have to become. So I try to understand if there are any treatments, if there are any things that are inside of the cell or outside of the cell that might transform it again into the good cell and that might help your vessels pump better again. And what is very cool is that me and my group actually discovered something that makes that cell behave like that cell again. So to transform a bad cell into a good cell. And first of all, I need to explain you what an hormone is. So an hormone, it's a very powerful chemical messenger. And your organs, they send hormones whenever they want to send a really like, you shut up and do what I say kind of message. So, and a couple of years ago, it was discovered that the fat tissue, yes, your fat, which hopefully I don't have much, but your fat tissue, the good fat tissue, actually produces an hormone that is essential to help your heart to be healthy. And what me and my group have discovered is that when you treat this bad cell with that hormone, this cell can actually become the good personality again. So it brings back the contractility, it brings up this shape, this beautiful, elegant cell. And not only that, but more magnificent than that, even more extraordinary, even for me and my colleagues at the time, is that actually this hormone that everybody thought that was only produced in fat can actually be produced by the good, healthy cell. So actually the cell has the machinery to produce small amounts, tiny amounts of this hormone that when it gets released to this cell, it starts saying to the cell, "Come on, girl, pump it up, we're waiting for you, what are you doing? Contract, contract, contract." So, so it's very interesting, and it was gorgeous work that I enjoyed very much doing. And I hope that now you like smooth muscle cells as much as I do, and that you understand that there's much more than physiology in smooth muscle cells. There's a whole psychic behavior going on in here. Thank you so much. Thank you.